It is Monday, May 19th, my friends, 2025.
Let's go.
Man, just about 10 days left, maybe 11 days left, 12, I don't know what it is in the month of May. Flying into the month of June, we'll be done with, half of the year. Before we know it, just blink an eye, man, it's going to be done. We're going to be halfway through the year. Man, I hope everybody's doing well. I hope everybody's just kicking butt. You know what I mean, Steve?
Absolutely.
I hope everybody's just slaying it right now, man.
Go.
Doing their activities, making the calls, getting the deals in the house, man. That's what I'm hoping for. All right, so who do we got in the house that's worth recognizing here? Just kind of
Well, everybody
around.
is, but maybe we'll pick out one or two.
Yeah, you know what? That was a terrible way to say that, wasn't it? How could I rephrase that? Of course everybody's
I
worthy.
got you back, bro. I
Thank you,
knew
bro.
what you meant. I knew what
But-
you meant.
but
It's
how do I
difficult to
reword
pick
that?
one or two people. That's what you were saying.
Exactly.
Oh, that's
I
right.
just kind of wanted to, get the juices flowing. Of course, we got Kevin Broughton in the house. We'll bring Kevin Broughton on here very shortly. He's going to get us all motivated and jazzed up, my friends, all that kind of fun stuff. But for now, I think I'll just talk to, let me see, who should I,
So
what?
many
Okay.
good people, Frank.
It's
It's hard.
Give it to Chris Johnstone to pick. Chris.
Oh,
Who,
you gave him the power?
Let's do. Giving you the power to pick someone to share a win, or they can hand it off, whatever, just so things kind of get moving.
So I get to choose.
Yeah.
Well, the
Come on.
first friendly smiling face I saw was Andrew Cebulski.
Andrew
Let's
Sapolsky.
go.
Okay, Andrew.
My man.
All right. So, Andrew, how are you?
What's up, brother?
Just trying to find the mute button.
Yeah. Don't want to get sad trombone. I have a little bit of grace first thing in the morning, right? You know what I mean? First part of the show, everybody gets a little bit of grace, right? But after
Appreciate
that, forget about it, man. I got the finger on the trigger of the sad trombone, ready to go.
That's the epitome of unmerited favor right there.
That's right, buddy. All right. So, hey, man, how is it going? Do you have a win from last week, maybe over the weekend you can share with us that can inspire us all, man, to keep pushing forward, brother? What do you got?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously the daily success plan works, but it only works every time you try it.
Yeah.
But anyways, I was up at church Saturday morning, and I get a call from a realtor. She's like, "Hey, I've got a buyer. They're trying to get approved with a local bank, but they can't hear back. And could you talk to them?" And so I did based on what they told me, did an easy letter for her to use. They went under contract Saturday night, but in the meantime, I think I had three other clients that were pre-approved and looking, that were getting their letters updated, making offers. In fact, one gal made an offer, accepted it, and then backed out of it. So,
Oh, wow.
but yeah, that's like 3 or 4 people in just one weekend. So that's not too shabby.
Let's dive deeper, brother. So the agent that gave you the call on Saturday, is this a longtime agent you've worked with, or is this a newer agent that you've been courting, if you will?
Probably relatively newer in the last year. I met her husband probably 5 or 6 years ago. He's a local insurance agent, and that was my foot in the door. She's probably got 12, 13 years under her belt, and I think she does probably 8 to 12 buy sides per year.
It's a good agent. Yeah. Yeah. So did you put her on the follow-up plan basically, or is that what you meant by the DSP works when you actually use it kind of
Right.
a thing? Okay.
Yep. And we,
Yeah.
I did refer her a really good client a couple months ago. He closed, but in the meantime, she had referred over a few folks, and those have started to close. And so she's seen how the high communication that we talk about in the Breakfast Club and the daily success plan, she likes it.
Good. Yeah, good stuff. You said some pre-approved and looking started kicking in too. Are you seeing that? In the chat, let us know. Are you guys starting to see pre-approved and looking starting to develop? Are you starting to see them go into contract? Let us know in the chat. Is that something that's kind of you're seeing develop a little bit more there?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And I was just talking to a coworker this morning, and he had kind of the same weekend. A couple people just all of a sudden, his pre-approved and lookings are going under contract, and yep.
Yeah. I think what it is I think there's just a little bit more inventory, and I think the word's getting out that sellers are more willing to bend. I think that's what it is they're willing to give concessions. I mean, we're seeing that up here in Northern California. We're seeing people come in a little lower and asking for 15 grand or 10 grand in closing, and Seller saying, okay, right? Saying, all right. So, yeah, what's it saying in the chat there? Are people agreeing with
There's
me?
some wins in the chat.
Yeah.
All right. So, Gen Z.
Joanne Johansson, what a great one, man. She's got crazy last couple 4 days of 4 contracts on top of the 6 from last week.
Excellent,
Good job,
man.
girl.
And
Good
my
stuff.
assistant is away for
Yeah.
the next week. So I'm it, and I've been here since 6:30. So
Wow.
this morning.
Yeah,
Oh,
look, my buddy
man.
Bill. What's up, Bill Devers? Multiple offers. Every deal is a rock fight.
A
There
rock
you-
fight. What does that mean?
I
Bill,
gue-
what do you mean by
I
that? A
guess
rock
he
fight?
means
Like
scrappy.
Means you got to get in there and wrestle. You got to
on
send
the
a,
offers, you mean? Or
yeah, you got to send a video text to the listing agent and also call the listing agent. And you send them the text so they can share it with the seller. And then what we're doing as well is we're releasing a commitment as opposed to a pre-approval letter. So
That's
as well.
great.
So
Yeah.
go a little deeper for me on the video thing. So I know this is, bro, like anytime tech comes into play, like me and Jen were talking about it,
ears are like-
ears perk up. Like,
Yeah.
okay, what? So
Yeah.
give us, I mean, a lot of us have heard this before, but like, what's an example of you making use of this tactic, Bill? How does it work? What do you say? What do you do?
I go, hey, Janet, this is Bill Devers from Paramount Residential Mortgage Group. Hey, the Tylers have got an offer in on 123 Main Street. They're working with Joanne McLaughlin over at Coldwell Banker. Yeah, I just wanted to give you a heads up. We got all their docs in-house. We've got a full-blown credit report. We've got tax returns, pay stubs, everything. There's nothing that can run out of the woods to scare us. Only thing we need is an appraisal and a contract, and we're ready to go to the dance. I only need about 20 days to close, and just let me know if you need anything. Talk to you later.
Wonderful.
Nice.
That was outstanding.
Yeah.
One last question on that, Bill. How do you deploy that text message? Is it just right from your personal cell phone? You're sending that video over?
Exactly. I might as well start harassing her right away. So yeah. Yeah. And I also call them too, but I send the text so that they'll share it with their with the seller.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I might tell them, like, I had some kids this past weekend. They just got married, and I'll tell them that they just got married or something like that. Whatever's going on in their life, they had a kid or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bill, can you
I mean-
touch on the you're issuing a commitment instead of a pre-approval?
What's that?
Talk
Can
about
you
your
touch on
commitment.
you're issuing
Yeah.
a commitment instead of a pre-approval? Because in my area, I am seeing people waive their mortgage commitment. And I just like,
Well, here's the thing. I just want to be different. Everybody else is cutting loose their pre-approval letters. My commitment says the same damn thing that the pre-approval letter says. It's conditional on appraisal, conditional re-verification of credit, conditional on re-verification of assets to close, employment, that kind of stuff. Says the same damn thing. Only thing is, it's got commitment on the top, and people see
Dude,
that.
that's
and
a
they go,
great
"Oh,
word.
That's a
great
girl."
word.
Yeah. Yeah.
A way to differentiate yourself, as
Yeah.
far as like, hey, this is my mortgage commitment. People's ears kind of perk up when you hear something you're not hearing every day.
Well, we're
Yeah.
we're one step into the contract before anybody else is doing anything. So
Yeah.
that's what we do.
That's
Oh,
great.
great. I remember we had a instead of, the application link, when you send an application, I'm going to send you an application link. Doesn't the word application just horrify most people?
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
it just makes you feel like, oh God.
Yeah.
So we changed it to loan approval wizard.
Nice.
We're just going to send you a loan approval wizard. It's easy. Just walk right through it. And it's like, oh yeah, send me the wizard. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
way more palatable than
Mhm.
the daunting application, But that commitment letter, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
it is definitely brilliant. Maybe because you guys work for lenders, but in the broker world, I don't know. I think my compliance attorney might have a heart attack, but I understand where you're going with it.
Tell them to buzz off.
Hey,
Tell them to buzz
Monica
off. Joey.
Ledbetter, raise your hand. Monica said something. She sent a 1-minute video to the listing agent, and it worked well. 6 of her last 9 in the door told her that that's the reason they chose their offer. Monica, let's hear from you on that. And Chauncey, I see yours. So Monica, what do you mean by that? Because that goes in line with what Bill was just saying.
Yeah, absolutely. So the video is something I started during COVID because I would try and call the listing agent and they couldn't pick it up because they were getting, 50 calls. And so then I started texting and same problem. They weren't really responding to the text. So I started doing the video and that has worked really well. And when I do my Tuesday updates, that's where I'm finding out where they're saying like, oh my gosh, that was the coolest thing. I've never seen that before. That's what incentivized us to choose your offer because we know you gave your cell phone number. You're just so accessible. That was wonderful. And it really has worked well for me. And I do similar to what Rudy does, where I state my name. I'm local, who I work for. I give a little bit of information about the client. I don't give any no information that they don't, agree to, but it's part of my sales pitch where I tell them I send a video. And there's times where people have caught me on a Saturday morning and I'm cleaning my garage and I'm all messy. I send it anyway because it demonstrates, reality and accessibility and authenticity.
The one question I do have for you, Monica, is how do I get my wife to clean the garage instead of me?
I know.
That was my main takeaway from that one. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's good stuff.
Oh, you accidentally got muted. I'm so sorry.
You got
to be careful, Jen.
The only problem with
sorry,
that, Frank, if the Mrs. starts cleaning the garage, then she sees all the toys, and then that's an issue.
Yeah.
Whereas now, when she walks in there and there's a new motorcycle, oh, I bought that like months ago, honey.
That old thing?
What are you talking about?
That old thing?
That ham radio?
Is that
No,
where
that's
that
ancient.
was? Yeah, I didn't. Oh, thanks for finding that.
That
All right,
microphone?
Chauncey.
Oh, no, that's a work microphone, honey.
All right, Chauncey and Tanya, we got to get to Kevin. Let's go. Come on, Chauncey.
Thank you,
What got?
Monica.
All right, Monica, I'm stealing that. I greatly appreciate that. I'm adding that to my repertoire today. One thing I want to add to that, if your agents are not copying you on the offer email, please require them to do that. It really, really helps. So when they send out the offer, make sure they copy you on the email. You reply to the email as quickly as possible to show sense of urgency, and then pick up the phone and call that agent and verify they received the offer email, and then upsell your client. I'm having an over 90% success rate on getting our contracts accepted because of that process. I hope to get to 100 now by adding videos, but
There you go.
we're over 90% right now with offer going out from the agent, copy the lender in that email, you reply to that email as quickly as possible, and then you call them to verify they received that offer. They are going to say, I never have lenders call me ever. And it's going to help your success rate of getting that contract accepted. Trust me, it works.
Hey, you know
Awesome.
what I was just thinking about, Carl and Frank? You know what you're really telling them is you're a professional. You've got clear communication. You got a process to how you run what you run. And if you communicate like this proactively, I'm not going to have to worry about the transaction.
Right.
Chauncey, great stuff, man.
Yeah. If you're getting value from this already, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps more loan officers find content that actually makes a difference. And hey, if staying ahead of the market and learning what's really working in our industry matters to you, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss another episode. We read every comment, so drop your thoughts down below. We'd love to hear from you and know what's working or what you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you here next time.
That's all they're
everybody this
looking
morning's
for.
killing it. Let's wrap it up with Tanya. Come on, Tanya. We'll bring on Kevin. What you got?
Quick question. I have applied that somewhat, but I usually ask the buyer's agent for permission, but y'all are just doing it as a protocol. Just, hey, you're calling that list agent no matter what when the offer goes in, not asking for permission, correct?
Yeah, and you're not saying anything about them per se, just that, hey, I've got their stuff. It all looks great. You know, you're not saying fine details about anything, you know.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Any buyer's agent would have an issue with that would be a small player. You know, that'd be like
They
like,
want you to help them win the deal.
It'd be like if Carl was an agent or
but
something like
the
that.
real unfair advantage is if you say that you're using the funds. Hang on. You're using the funds to hey, I just want to let you know that part of the funds here is going to my grandson's college fund, and he's going to change lives way after you and I are gone. And if you could help out with that, I'd sure appreciate it. So
that's wonderful, Carl.
Meet Charles Thomas White.
Wow.
Charles Thomas White.
Yeah.
My goodness.
So Kevin, beat that. So go ahead, Kevin.
Well, that's
all right.
that
Take it
ain't
away,
gonna happen.
Kevin.
So I appreciate the lead in, but that just put me a little bit of a disadvantage there. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I appreciate the time today. Great stuff that I already heard so far. And it just really kind of flows beautifully into what I was going to talk about, because my word for the week is awareness. And what I mean by that is awareness of your time and your actions. And every single person on here should wake up every morning believing that they're president and CEO of Me Inc., right? We've talked about that 100 times. But what are we doing? You know, it's now middle of May. I think everyone can feel a little bit of tailwind from the industry, which we haven't had in 39 months. But that's starting to change. And I look around the country and I know many, many loan officers, some that work with me and many that don't. And I did a little survey recently about their Q1 activities. And all I can think about since I've received these answers back over the last month is the importance of massive action. So the real question is, who today is going to take massive action? First and foremost, we get the DSP. So that's what is it? It's an action plan. It's not a thought plan. It's not a conversation plan. It's not a let's read a book plan. It's executing a job of doing things that are tactical that produce a result. And I can promise you that a focused fool is far more productive than a distracted genius. At the end of the day, the facts are we all have this choice every morning. And so let me just give you some of the results of this little survey I did. Again, with many, many loan originators, many that don't work with me, some that do. But talking to this one guy, sends out 180 individual text messages every week, never to the same person, twice in a month. And the guy's sending out 720 texts a month. And he's done it for 13 weeks. He got 16 application, we call an application a deal, not a pre-approval. 16. Talked to another guy that went to 2 broker open houses every single weekend for 13 weeks in a row and implemented a Just Ask campaign and got 15 new realtors that agreed to work with him. I don't know if they're gonna or not, but the guy claims that he's gotten 17 referrals from those 15 agents in 1 month worth of 2-hour-a-day work. I got another gal that called 500 people in her center of influence, and she got 5 cash out refis at a 1.6 million. I don't know what that is in commission for most people, but it's 20 grand in her life. That's in a quarter. I don't know. What if she repeated that every quarter? There's another 80 grand. Like Carl said, every 80 grand counts, I think. Another lady I talked to taught 25 lunch and learn classes in the first quarter. 25. She got 31 referrals. I don't know. Maybe they work. Some guy I talked to put on 6 first-time homebuyer seminars, had 24 couples in attendance. All 24 had no idea what they were doing on how to buy a house, and all 24 are trying to buy right now. I don't know. To me, this is massive action. It's doing stuff. The damn DSP only requires 8 hours of work a week. What are we doing with the other 32 hours? If we're stuck in the minutia of the Smith deal for 6 hours on a Tuesday afternoon, your mind's not right to prospect. So my plea and my passionate plea for this whole group is it's Monday morning, the 19th of May. What massive action are you going to commit to? Are you going to have a consequence if you don't do it? A goal without consequences is useless, in my opinion. It leads to inactivity. It's easy to say, I got busy. It's easy to say tomorrow. It's easy to say, I'll get to it when I can. It's easy to make excuses. Many people on here live in an excuse-free zone, which is the best way to build a business. And it sucks some days, right? I say this all the time, but this can be the heaviest piece of machinery in the room some days. I personally had 31 appointments last week, couldn't see straight by 5 o'clock Friday. Was so damn glad it was Friday night. and went home and literally fell asleep like 8 o'clock on Friday night. But that's all right. What did you do? Are you pounding it? Are you doing the things required to create activity? Like my friend Doug always says, if you're going to live on a drug called hopium and pray to the Lord that the phone might ring today, it's a bad strategy. But just think about what we learned here for free every damn day of our lives, every week of our lives, is a blueprint for guaranteed success. That first guy that got on said it only works every time. What other marketing plan in America do you have access to that's free to have something only work all of the time? In my 13 years of being around this crew, I've never seen one person do worse. Not one. Ever. Ever. I don't know. To me, that means it's the right path. The question is, are you going to work it? Are you going to take massive action? Are you going to, at 3 o'clock, when it's easier to say, I'm pooped, I'm done for the day, I'm busy, or are you going to say, no, I'm going to prospect. I'm going to create, keep, or grow a client because that's our only damn job. We don't have another job. It's not to clear conditions. It's not to read the Fannie Mae guideline for the 18th time on a product that you've never done one of. It's not to ask questions about things that have no relevance in your life. It's to go out and create, keep, or grow a client. There's so many opportunities. Our country's been around 250 plus years. And on this day right now, there's never been more home equity in the history of our country than there is today. There's also never been more consumer debt. What a glorious combination for cash out refis. Why aren't we on the phone asking people if they need help? And maybe you are. And if you are, those are the folks that are getting massive results. But massive results require massive action. This is not a passive business. This is not a I hope it works. This market is too damn tough for weakness. We got to go out and make a personal commitment to ourselves that we're worthy of it and that there's one of us and 1,000 of them. And we got to go do it. Almost every realtor I know has 4 problems, right? They got a prospecting problem, they got an asking problem, they got a tracking problem, and they got a follow-up problem. Solve any problem like that for them. Let's see what happens to you. Bring value. Be great. But do something. And I know if you're sitting there and you're not in some big office, you're by yourself, maybe you and one other person, it's tough some days. But you've heard me say this 8 million times. I say it to myself every hour of every day. Champions are built on the other side. I don't feel like it. I don't know one single person on here that doesn't.
Okay, ladies, finish up your cereal. It's time to go.
Hold on.
You told me to go?
No, it almost sounded like that.
Oh, all right. Anyway,
Go ahead.
I just my word this week is awareness. Be aware of your time, be aware of your intentionality, and be aware of the fact that it's on you to create an opportunity. It's not going to fall in your lap. It's not 2021. You can't walk into the grocery store and have 9 out of 10 people standing in line would have a better life because of your product. That's not what it is anymore. We got to fight. We got to go out there and hit it. We got to go take control of our own destiny, and we got to do it today. But we have this blueprint and this path that lays it out for us perfectly. But remember that a focused fool is far more productive than a distracted genius. We cannot get distracted. We must focus. So anyway, I think it's nearing the top of the hour, Frank. I don't want to keep going, but thank you for allowing me to be here.
Great, man. Thanks, Kevin. The chat's blown up. People are loving it.
You know, why is it that I feel like I talk to Patton, General Patton, every time Kevin comes in? Good stuff. So a focused, what was that last line? A focused
fool.
More productive than a distracted genius.
Boy, isn't that the truth? And you know, I would dare say, I think that is the number one challenge, because I think as a general rule, and right, we're all humble, right? We're all like, hey, we're nobody special, right? But you know, let's be honest, we are. We tend to be a little bit more of a, I don't know, you know, we're professionals that make on the low side 100, on the high side a couple $1 million, you know. So, you know, we do pretty well. And I think the problem is with the higher IQ or the higher intelligent people than say the walking average, that makes, less than that probably. That I think getting distracted by our brain always looking for that next thing, that next thing, that next thing, that the discipline is probably one of our biggest challenges. Would you agree with that, Kevin?
I think it's 100% true. And I think that there are little things you can do, though. I know many, many people, myself included, that focus was not something we were good at, but it's actually a learned skill. You can block out distractions, but you got to do the blocking and tackling like you taught us all, 20 years ago, which is use your calendar, block off your green time, put a sticker in your window, do not talk to me, don't look at your phone, like for texts and emails, don't do the stuff that gets in the way. Don't go on Facebook, don't do anything. You and I have a friend, but someone else answers that person's phone for 2 hours every day. They don't answer their phone. They have another phone that they make their calls on because they can't be distracted. It's a choice. And if you can't do 2 hours at a time because your brain isn't functioning that way, or it's not like conditioned that way, do 30 minutes, do 40 minutes, do 20 minutes if you have to. And then literally take all the ideas, go outside, walk around for a minute, whatever. You can focus. People don't come out of the womb as focused human beings. It's not natural. You have to learn it, but you can focus and you can increase that skill. I guarantee you. I do. I did.
Awesome. Put in the chat, what's your massive action today? Massive action, man. What is it today? What are you doing? Let's see it in the chat.
What's the consequence if you don't?
Oh, and the consequence if you don't. What are you doing? And what's the consequence if you don't? Put it in the chat. Let's see what people got to say. Calls.
And the consequence. And the consequence if you do.
Yeah.
Right.
You should reward yourself if you do, and it's going to produce a result. But you should also give yourself those little rewards when you have a good day, when you go 30 for 30, when you go 60 for 60. It sucks some days, right? But when you do it, go have I don't know. I love milkshakes. I go get a milkshake a lot when I do something good. I love milkshakes. And
that's your treat.
Yeah, it's my treat. And I reward myself with them, And so just little things like that. Doesn't have to be huge stuff. It's just doing it.
Yeah. There's a lot of people lighting up in the chat what they're going to do today.
Yeah.
This is good stuff, man.
Hey, Steve, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What action would I take today to give me my first loan first? And not my first ever loan, perhaps. It may be, but like if I'm I've been a loan officer here for a year, and it's like, hey, I need a loan like now.
One thing.
Many different answers, but what would yours be?
Conversations with an ask for the business. The number one thing to move the needle.
And who would that conversation be with for you?
So 2 groups, qualified agents that I have known, had a relationship with, worked with in the past, and clients and sphere of influence that are in and around my life. Those are the 2 main areas to focus on. The ones that are going to get you the most business right now are the ones who get the business, which are qualified agents. The number one predictor of what you'll close in 90 days is how many conversations. But here's the thing, Carl, it's not just the conversation. It's if you have a conversation without an intentional ask, that's where the magic's at. And so the number one thing to hunt or fish today is how many conversations I'm willing to have today. Not voicemails. Now, voicemails are good, but it's the conversations.
And with the ask.
With an ask.
With an ask. That's it. You got to have it.
Good stuff.
What does that ask sound like, Steve?
Well, it depends on who you're calling. But essentially, if it's an agent, who do you have today that I could help you get pre-approved to make sure it's a good use of your time? If it's an agent you're trying to prospect that is qualified, that you're looking to earn their business, it's, I'm a student of success. I'd love to hear your story. And then if it's a client, it's a direct 3x3. Not just saying, keep me in mind. That's the challenge. Carl, we A/B test this stuff, and you're kind of a genius like that. It's like, hey, it used to be just keep me in mind when you have your next deal. But what we have found converts more is when you say, hey, could I count on you that when you have a friend, family, coworker looking to buy, sell, or refi, that you'd give me a call? I'd love to help another great family just like you. So there's 3 main call to action, and you just got to know which one of your audience you're calling, and the name of the game is contact. So it's a contact sport.
Good stuff, man.
Hey, hey, Steve.
Today's agents. So let's go get our agents.
Yeah, but before we even do that, Steve, I wanted to bring this up. You know, you are having a master class. Is it Wednesday?
Yep, Wednesday at noon, man.
Okay, and you're going to teach a whole lot of epic stuff at this master class. And
yeah,
this
the key is most people don't know exactly what to do, and we're going to talk about hunting and farming and exactly what's the one activity that if I did it every day would help me close 8 loans a month consistently. And just break that all down. So Jen can drop in the chat. It's new MMA master.
So what's this cost? Like $500 to attend or something like that?
I think Carl said he was paying $1,000 per attendee. But for
So it's
everybody, you came back and said, no, we're going to do it free for our entire community. So there's
so
no
it's
cost.
absolutely
It's
free.
100%
free.
Yep.
New, what is it, Jen? New MMA masterclass.com. The link is in the chat. New MMA masterclass.com.
It'll be great.
Absolutely free. Wednesday.
We'll
is it what time is it Wednesday? Noon Eastern or 2?
Noon Eastern.
Noon Eastern on Wednesday. So new MMA masterclass.com. You get all kinds of epic help for free 99. That's what it costs. Free 99. All right, good stuff. Kevin Broughton, thank you, man. As always, my friend. We love you. You're awesome. You're epic. We appreciate all you do, man. Today's our Realtor Day, guys. Let's go get them. Let's have a great day today. Make our calls. Massive action, my friends. Massive action.
Conversations with the ask for the business. That's the money. Go get
There you go. There you go. And register for the masterclass on Wednesday. New MMA masterclass.com. Register for that. You guys have a great day. Adios.
Have a great day, everybody.